This is a really beautiful corner, a very significant corner of Berlin, because this is where we have that cultural treasure.
So sorry. A pita? Yeah.
To form two arms that then embrace Museum Island, forming the island itself. We've seen the Berliner Dom, the Berlin Cathedral, we've seen the old museum and the new museum and the old National Gallery and the Pergamon, and it's just this wing that's open at the moment, but do go. That's not a recommendation, that's a direct order. And yeah, has anyone been actually to the Pergamon yet? You have? It's worth it, I'd suggest. It's extraordinary. Yeah, especially if you're coming from the same man who designed the pyramid at the Louvre.
All right.
And
Yeah.
this newer building in the year 2000 connects with this older building from the 1600s, from 1695. To your left, the people actually. In fact, this is undergoing restoration work at the moment. It will reopen on October the 3rd to celebrate the anniversary of German reunification on October the 3rd, 1990, just a little later this year. Actually done.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Am Ende auch Menschen. There were Man Burn's books. umbrellas of the Augustiner Brewery, which is actually based in Munich, but has always had a franchise here in Berlin. And that's where you get meat and potatoes and a big beer, but be careful, it could be a litre. So that might be what you want. But yeah, the Bavarians upsize. Raised dry moat that goes all the way around the castle that is West Berlin. Of course, it's a dry moat. You can see the sandy death strip there, and of course 24-hour lighting every 35 meters there, powerful lighting. There was actually an alarm fence strung as barbed wire between these posts at the back and over here too. We've got the border guards in position within a guard tower, and actually we can see two other guard towers, and this runs for 100 miles. So does Axel Kurting, by the way, from Dresden, a friend of mine who has just completed the ultra trail run around Mont Blanc, but hitherto he did the Mauerweg, the wall path, in 23 hours and 45 minutes. So yeah, he has a sense like nobody else for the length of this fraction of a division or a dividing line when compared with the final generation of the wall, although another generation was planned for the year 2000.
Wow.
And that was going to make more use of electronic movement and sound sensors to reduce that expensive manning. Yeah, the East German border guards. This is 3 meters and 60 centimeters tall. That is 12 foot. Now, without the hat, I'm 6'3". When I was in the army, I was in a guards regiment with a lot of other tall lads, and we had an 11-foot tall infantry assault course wall that it took 3 of us a lot of swearing to get over, quite frankly. And this is a foot taller than that. So an individual has no chance unless you bring a ladder. But if you bring a ladder, you're drawing attention to yourself in Grenzgebiet, border area that could extend 500 meters back in certain places, like this. And that's going to be intensively patrolled as a highly sensitive area by the Volkspolizei, so-called, the People's Police. You can't just say you're cleaning windows, although this would be a hell of a contract. No. So, yeah, you will have to get past the inner wall, which this building was, by the way, unusually, or an actual inner wall that extended from it in this direction, or in this direction on the right-hand, our side of the street, as we look in this direction. Given that this building was still standing at the end of World War II, beggars couldn't be choosers in Berlin. They've got 2,000 offices inside, and that suits big government, right? So, okay, they use it. And this is where Wolfgang Schäuble works, a key politician, actually, in the Euro crisis that might have turned a corner, we're not quite sure yet. But he was also an architect of the Euro currency in the first place. So it's appropriate if he tries to sort out the mess that he kind of had a hand in creating controversial stuff. I better keep my noise down, actually. I haven't filled in my tax return yet. But, yeah, sure enough, this is where Hermann Goering would have his power base. Okay, and this dates from 1936 as a building, and that's the year of the Berlin Olympics.
Yes.
And they wanted Berlin to be particularly impressive for international visitors, and this was part of the stage set, if you like. The Inszenierung, the setting of the stage for that big event that was very successful from Germany's point of view. They topped the medal table, despite, of course, Jesse Owens, the black US athlete from Alabama, winning 4 golds and pouring very cold water on the nonsense of white racial supremacy. But there it is. Oh, by the way, in the same Olympic Stadium more recently in 2009, Usain Bolt did exactly the same thing, posting the fastest 100 metres of all time as well. Berlin's fast because it's flat, and we have the fastest marathon course here in the world as well. The world record has been broken here more than in any other of the major sort of marathon routes.
Oh, we're moving. We're moving.
Of Europe, again, just short of Potsdamer Platz, we can get more of a sense for that architectural ensemble over here. But yeah, what we have behind me, nearly 3,000 blocks in an area of 3.5 football pitches of prime real estate, and all dedicated to.
Yeah.
So I'll ask you then to move with me towards the tree line opposite, and then. Not the European Union as an institution, is easy to understand here because of the poverty, the violence, the Berlin Wall in 1963, and where very much later Ronald Reagan would make his tear down the speech on the site. So, a lot of US presidential history is played out there. And now they will move on and two together in, and I'll take a position here because I like to be centre of attention.
Yeah, of course.
Position here, haven't I? So look, the Brandenburg Gate has been here for longer than this particular structure itself. We always had a gate here within the older town walls because, well, you needed openings to get in and out of Berlin, and well, one was oriented towards the town of Brandenburg on the River Havel, that way to the west. That's why it's called the Brandenburg Gate. Then, in the late 18th century, they built this new gate. So this is dating from 1791, and they were going to rename the gate the Friedenstor, the Peace Gate. That's nice. And the goddess of victory, winged victory there, is riding peace into the city. Quadriga, her 4-horse chariot. That dates from 1794, by the way. And in fact, the structure itself is a copy that is not German, it's Greek, ancient Greek. It's a copy of the ancient entranceway to the Acropolis in ancient Athens itself. They were going to create a new Athens, if you like, here in Berlin. That was the plan. And this is all part of a liberalising process in the 18th century, the 1700s. It's opening Berlin up because you can't close this gate. There are no doors, right? Just a series of openings, actually. So come one, come all. Well, actually, Napoleon takes this rather too literally and turns up without any permission, having defeated the Prussian army against all expectation at Jena under Auerbach in 1806. And he comes through here with his Grande Armée and then looks back and looks at the Quadriga, and he's impressed as we are. But what Napoleon wants, Napoleon gets, and he wants the Quadriga for the Musée Napoléon, which we now know as the Musée du Louvre in Paris. And so he has it taken down and cut up and shipped back to Paris in 12 packing crates. And the locals are a little annoyed. And so they actually defeat Napoleon for the first time in 1814. And although Napoleon has a comeback in 1815 for his so-called 100 days that ends with his Waterloo, they're already celebrating the return of the Quadriga here in 1814, but it's no kind of peace gate anymore. You have a look at the staff that the goddess is holding. There's a circular laurel wreath that you might dish out at the Olympics, fair enough, but we now have a war medal set within it. That's the Iron Cross, that's Eiserner Kreuz, and that's a medal first minted in 1813, a war medal. Then we see the eagle on top, which is the symbol of Royal Prussia, Kingdom of Prussia, and that of course is a Predator ready for launch. And this could be said to presage war, if you're a tour guide used to making these tenuous connections on a nearly daily basis. The wars of unification, which I alluded to earlier. In 1864, you would have Prussia take on Denmark. 1-0 to Prussia now. Then they take on the Austrian Empire.